a sucker for you.
Be the one person who, appreciates it his whole life. Alice at 97.3, Sarah and Vinnie, Alice's morning show. It is Friday. We have such a big show today. Thanks again to Brian King Joseph.
That was fun.
That was so fun. And he's great. He's out there, bonding with Jim Norton right now, which is kind of funny. I guess they're, big fans of each other. It's fantastic. Right now, quickly, we're going to give away the 2019 Mountain Winery Concert Series. The lineup's been announced. Caller number 9-800-400-3697 gets a pair of tickets to see Michael Franti and Spearhead and Ziggy Marley on June 11th. Tickets for the concert series go on sale this coming Monday at 10 a.m., and the full lineup can be found at mountainwinery.com. Jim Norton.
Hello.
Can you hear my beautiful voice coming through your headphones right now? Are you all set?
I like to turn it up just a little bit.
Just a little more.
A teeny bit, if you wouldn't mind. Just a little more juice.
There's your juice giver. There's your juice
how
maker.
humiliating. It's right in front of me. I do radio too, and I'm like, where's the button?
You're a radio guy.
I know, I'm a
Follow
fool.
the cord. Hey, Jim Norton, hello.
Hello.
It's been a minute.
It's been too many minutes.
I haven't been here in a while. I don't come out here as often. I'm always, I was just telling Brian, I'm always tired, and I'm kind of out of whack when I'm in San Francisco, so I come out maybe once every 18 months.
Right. It's been a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, look at you go. Just go, go, go.
Thank you. I feel like I'm spiraling. I appreciate that.
You don't feel like that.
Always.
You can't. Well, okay, so sure, you're a self-defeatist.
Yes.
But,
Always.
Even like I was watching your Netflix special, and you're just like the whole thing where you say something as though it's something anyone else on earth enjoys, and then you look around befuddled because no one in the crowd is. That is you. In a nutshell.
Thank you. Yeah, you don't realize how...
You're welcome.
How off you are until you say something, you're like, right? And people are like, no. No, not at all.
Not at all.
No, I can't even pretend to go along with that. It's just wrong.
Well, I'm 50 now, and I'm at a point where I kind of want like a steady life and a relationship. I want more normal stuff. That I've been doing stand-up since 1990. I never pursued any of that stuff, and that's kind of the stuff I want now. Like, your priorities change as you get older.
It is true. That is very, very true.
Do you mean kids?
No. No.
Good Lord, no.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't dated a woman that can have kids in a long time. It's not my style anymore.
So, and actually you talk a little bit about a breakup in your new... I'm very excited for you. The Netflix special is really good.
Thank you.
I did watch it with people who I could tell after a couple minutes, they were like, oh boy, this guy's really dirty. And I went, all right, I'll watch this by myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
No problem. Yeah, the best, the dirtiest.
Yeah.
You've taken our heads, Clint. We talk about you on this show fairly regularly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Your appearance on our little podcast was one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, you probably don't even, I'm sure, because to you, it's like the thing that you say on stage you think everyone is going to agree with. But there was a time when we found out something about golden...
Water sports.
About water sports.
Sure.
That we didn't realize.
Yeah.
We just thought it was this one thing. It turns out it's this whole other thing.
Sure, a beverage.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you were like, I don't spill.
He's like, what are you guys talking about? And that, I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've just sort of, gone to our Jim Norton shrine and been like, Jim, thank you for, telling us the truth of things so we can avoid them like the plague.
Yeah, it does. It's not for everybody.
No,
and
but
it
is for some people.
It is, but you know what the problem is too? That you put so much of it out there that now I'm very Googleable. So I've been on all these dating apps, and Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Grindr for trans girls, and no matter what app you're on, somebody Googles you, and it turns somebody off. So.
But for everyone it turns off, the right one might come your way.
Yeah, I like your attitude, but it's more like for every one that it turns off, it turns 5 more off.
Do you ever find yourself, ever found yourself where you say to someone, you are too freaky for me?
Oh.
Absolutely not.
Where I say to someone, no, because if there's something I don't like, I won't do it. But I don't, for some reason people open up to me, and the amount of deviance that people have in their minds, and I mean every kind of fantasy you can imagine, but there's nothing that there's things that don't turn me on. A lot of things don't turn me on. I've had women confess things that just did nothing for me sexually.
Right. Or were you willing to do them for them?
No, it wasn't something I could do. Because it wasn't their desire to be with a human. Really bizarre stuff.
Well.
Not my thing at all, but if that's what she likes, hey, enjoy that thought, but if it's not, doesn't turn me on, I can't engage.
Well, people, I'm sure, open up to you because they feel like you've opened up to them. Like, I actually think that while, some of your proclivities are not for everyone, most of them, you are being honest, and you do tell stories even from your childhood that it's like, no, that didn't happen to me. But the fact that it happened to you and that you're open about it, of course people tell you. They feel like you're a safe person to tell that to.
Yeah, that always feels good when people will email me or whatever and go, hey, man, I'm really glad you talked about that. But it's like, it's not even shocking to me because it's my life.
Right.
And I'm surprised that people are so surprised by it and so, so taken back by it because most of it just seems normal to me. I mean, as long as you're not having sex with somebody underage, you're not hurting anybody, like, who cares?
Right. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, that's a great attitude to have alone. I'm 50 and alone, so maybe I'm not the role model for anybody in a relationship.
But on the other hand, maybe you are. I don't know. There's no judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone, more or less,
I know.
We'll talk about it later. Don't worry. Once you're gone, we're going to be like, oh, my God, can you believe Jim Norton said this and that?
Do you ever find yourself feeling like, because that is such a... I don't want to say sexy because sometimes it's not sexy.
At all.
But right. But you probably find yourself going, I like a lot of other stuff besides sex, too. Like, I know you're a huge music fan, right?
Yeah, of course.
So do you ever find yourself like, can we talk about anything else?
Yeah, I go wherever people want to talk about it. I understand that, like, it's kind of people want to ask you because, I talk about my own life and people that find it interesting. But, yeah, I'll talk about anything.
Right.
On stage, I talk about sex, but it's not the whole act at all. I mean, it might be 15% of the actor or 20%, and the other... 75, 80% for someone who can't do math, is other stuff. You know what I mean? It's not all about, but the sex is the stuff that stands out because it's personal and it's mostly true.
It's true.
If anything, I understate it. If anything, there's things I edit out.
Oh. Look at you in your old age.
I know.
Really put it through a filter. God,
I know.
Can you believe we all got to 50?
I know.
Like, it just doesn't seem that likely.
I know. I still date women in their 20s, though, which is really great.
Well, of course.
I know. I try to, at least.
Yeah.
They don't always. They don't always go for it. But
I was actually thinking about you all the time this morning, and I was thinking and I think didn't we talk about this first thing when we were talking about Jim coming on about how do you think that you'll ever get to a point where you're like, nah, I'm done. I've done it all. I can't do anything further than that,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been deviant in quite a while. Like, you just run out of steam with it. You run out of, once you do, you try most of what you've
I wouldn't be enough for you. That maybe you would, but then if you reach the depths, then maybe, I would. Maybe that's why on Hinge and Tinder, et cetera, people are like, I just don't think I'm enough for him.
No, it comes full circle. Because all of a sudden, you don't need the bells and whistles. You just want somebody to kiss you and say they love you. You just want a hug.
I can totally see that you would be like, what'd be weird right now is missionary and kissing.
Yeah, exactly. Can we just pretend that we're actually the people we really are?
All right, so that's 15% on sex. Let's talk about, I want to talk about your radio show.
Sure.
So this has gone through several evolutions, but how are you on tour and also pulling off a radio show?
Well, we don't work Friday. We work Monday through Thursday on Sirius. So it's like I can.
Convenient.
It's awesome. We fought for that. We do an hour earlier. Do you guys start at 6?
We start at 5:30.
Oh my God, we were starting at 8 last contract. Me and Sam Roberts.
I would love to start at 8.
But you know what though? You miss East Coast drive time, so
Yes.
they wanted us at 7. So we negotiated and said, all right, Monday through Thursday, we'll give you 7. So now we go 7 to 10 live. And 10 to 11 is either live or replay, whatever we want. It's a pretty great schedule. So I'll come out and just do gigs. I'll leave Thursday after the show, normally come out, do my gigs, go home Sunday, be on the air by Monday.
Well, the big days are the Friday and the Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, yeah. But I love it. I love it. This the getting up stinks. You never get used to it. It never feels good. I complain. Every dumb comic I know is like, I hate getting up. And I'm like, I know. I've been doing it every day for 15 years. It sucks.
Yeah.
And it's never easy.
And they only have to do it, a couple days a week when they
right.
come in to promote something,
How many comedians are lazy? It's amazing how many guys don't want to get up.
You would not, and I'll tell you something. We had so many cancellations. Somebody's show is sold out. They're canceled. That is it. They are not getting out of bed for a 7 o'clock appearance.
That's the beauty of me. I'm always a safe booking because it will not be sold out in advance.
Oh, will you stop it?
You know the kid is showing up.
Stop it. That is not true. That's not true.
But it's funny, even when it is sold out, because I do radio, I know how much I hate that. I honor it anyway. And a lot of times you don't want to because you're like, I just want to stay in bed. But I'm like, I hate when people cancel because tickets sales are
one
good.
of the stories that you've told, I think it was on our podcast years ago, but it was about how when you were younger and doing stand-up, and then you'd have the whole morning after a radio show to just be filling time.
Sure.
Whether that was with, and I don't know if that was, I know one of the things you said was prostitutes.
Yeah, at one point, sure.
Right. And it was just kind of like, oh my God, how do you fill a day now?
A lot of times you're online, you're on the computer, watching Netflix. The prostitution thing, I have nothing against it. I still think it should be very legal.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with you.
But as time wore on, like it's the whole idea of trafficking, I just couldn't get that out of my head. Like I just can't. It just didn't feel right. Like I can't in some peripheral way be a part of that. It just felt wrong.
Oh, so you're saying because of the
just kept
illegality, you know that there's bad things going on.
And it was just a decision I made for myself. It was like, it just wasn't comfortable anymore. And plus,
Good for you.
As you get older, you just don't want to do the same stuff you did anyway. Right. And I always fall in love with sex workers. Always fall in love with sex workers. Like a lot of guys are
and
like,
they love you too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I literally would always.
I'll see you tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
I love them so much. All I want to do is marry a sex worker who's like done with the business, who won't judge me, and I won't judge her, and it's okay. We're both dirty.
It's Pretty Woman.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm not Richard Gere, and I don't need
Right.
Julia Roberts.
Take some banged up pose.
Absolutely.
It's fine. You know?
Hell yeah. I'll take the one that caused the guy to hang himself in the shower.
As long as it wasn't you, baby, come to Papa.
I'll take Annette. Remember her? She was the good one.
Jim Norton is here with us in the studio, and he is at Cobb's all weekend long, and you should go and see him. Not a show for prudes. We said that about our secret show, too. You know, I think people need to know where they're at.
Of course.
You know, for sure. But you have some big fans too. Listen, the beginning. I don't know how much of the beginning of your Netflix special you want me to give away.
It's fine. Yeah, it's been yeah.
But like, you're friends with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I asked him to do the opening, and I had done something with him before that, and that was his office. I was shocked that he said yes.
I don't want to spoil anything in that beautiful little clip, though. That alone is worth your Netflix subscription for next week. That was so funny that you're hard pressed to the rest of the thing. He walks out and he's all like, "Yeah, I know Robert De Niro."
It's very hard to follow it, but I didn't tell Netflix I was doing that. I got De Niro, and then Louis and Gervais are also in it. I got all
They're
of them.
also great.
Yes, yeah. It was supposed
just
to.
that
The De Niro was De Niro.
Right.
Cobb.
I originally got I got the three of them, and I did not tell Netflix I was doing it at all because I didn't want a bunch of lawyers getting involved and going, well, they have to sign this, blah, 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 blah. So I just got them. I got them done, and then I presented it to Netflix. They saw it when it was actually shot live for the special. Like when they saw it when it aired.
So you played that on the back screen when because it seemed like the audience had just seen that. I think you see it barely kind of fading out as you're walking on.
And that's why I do it like that.
stage.
I let you see. I've done that 3 different specials with different people, but I start on the audience screen, and then I pan back so it's clear for the viewer at home.
Right.
But the audio you're hearing is filtered. You can hear the same audience the audio is hearing, and you can hear them laughing because it's real reaction.
Right.
Someone told me you should just shoot it first and then put in the laughs. I'm like, that's awful. You can't do that. Or somebody told me to shoot it and then not have any laughs. Just show that and then walk out. And I'm like, you're really missing the point of a comedy special. Yeah. You show the audience, and if they don't laugh, well, then it bombed.
Then it wasn't funny.
I just looked you up on Instagram, Jim Norton, and you don't post.
Very rarely. I don't post a whole lot. No.
Like you've got a Netflix special out there, and you're not posting.
I don't have Twitter on my phone. I still use it occasionally, but it was just too much. It was that whole the drug of like the little red dot. The little, did you like my post? Did you like my post? It was so needy and disgusting. I do it, and then I delete it from my phone. I'll post and I'll delete it from my phone.
So when you really have something to say, you put the app back on there,
right.
you say it, and then you just go away.
Or I'll do it from my home computer. Yeah.
The hell with the trolls.
Yeah, and then not even them. It's the positive feedback was I caught myself on some tweet just checking my likes, and I'm like, you needy little creep, just stop it. At that point, I'm 49 years old. What are you doing? Just sitting there hoping everybody. How many little hearts did I get? Like it's just disgusting.
That's so. As an addict, myself, I'm an addict, and that's the addict behavior, though, where you're like, I'm going to just have all this, and then I'm going to throw it under the trash and put dog poop on top of it so I never go back to it again. Yeah. And then you're back there again.
Of course you are.
There you are, scraping the dog poop off of it.
Yeah.
No, I guess there might be one good sig in here or whatever I've
But
thrown
it is,
away.
so you're saying you're checking likes and finding yourself like, I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah, it's because it's unnecessary. How much feedback do I need? I get feedback every night on stage. You know, the fans, if they want to say something, they can email me. Instagram comments. How much feedback does a man need? Like how much constant adoration? It's embarrassing. So I take it off my phone. I try not to check @ mentions. It's not even for trolls. It literally is just the good stuff also.
Because you can get sucked right into this whole little fake world.
Yeah, or you get angry at people. I've caught myself wanting to comment to people who were saying things that were none of my business. Like, if I'm not following you and you make a comment, what you just said is none of my business because you're not speaking to me. Right. And yet somebody would weigh in and I'd want to go, hey, I don't like that. I'm like, what are you doing, you hen? Shut up. Shut up. It's not your business. So, you know.
Agreed. I agree.
It just became this thing where people just love to comment and pile on. And everybody wants to be heard. And it's not always a bad thing, but it was just I was putting too much energy into it mentally, and I just said enough.
Are you doing any acting currently?
Nothing now, no. But I'm doing an independent film in June, and there was something I was supposed to possibly shoot, and I shot a scene for The Irishman. I don't know if I'll be in the final cut. I hope I'm in the final cut.
That's a Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
And who's the star of that, The Irishman?
De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, Harvey Keitel.
That's not where you met De Niro, though.
No, I met him before that. But
he put in a good word for you, like, yeah, let's get this
He
guy.
might have. Do you know, he was in my scene. I mean, him and Pesci are in the scene I shot. I played like Rickles on a nightclub stage at the Copa. So I have, I'm doing, Rickles' act, and then I have to pause.
Oh my God, that's so funny, Jim.
I just hope it stays in.
It will stay in. Oh my God, I never really thought about that, but I can picture you doing a Don Rickles.
Yeah, and I didn't have to audition for it. They said that Scorsese watched a couple of my specials and just to see if I could do it. Right. And then he's like, yeah, hire him. And,
Scorsese just checked you out.
But they took the pressure off because I didn't have to go in there and do a read.
Right.
And I just had to go in there and meet him. Like, you have to go in there and talk to him.
Yeah.
And it was really surreal. Like, you're sitting there just talking about stand-up, which was comfortable because it was stand-up. If I had to talk about acting, or if I had to talk about, the role of a police officer, I would have panicked and just sat there like, I love Raging Bull, Marty. But the fact that it was stand-up and I'm qualified to talk about stand-up, it was comfortable. It was really just talking to another guy about comedy, and that's all it was.
So just a day or two shoot? And
One day shoot.
You may or may not make it into the movie? And...
You hope so. You don't want to get your hopes up. If I make it in, I'll probably be in the background, the peripheral. Because for me, it's a part of a true story, obviously, about, the Irishman who was an assassin in the 70s. And there's a mobster there who gets killed that night, and he saw Rickles the night he died. Oh. So I'm part of his last night alive.
Do you have lines other than the onstage stuff, or you're just in the back?
No, it was just on stage. And they were actually lines that Rickles did that night, so I had to kind of rehearse. And it was really weird because I'm doing all these Rickles lines, and of course the extras are laughing because they're extras. But then when it's time for the cameras to turn around and face the audience to get De Niro and Pesci's line, Scorsese came over and he goes, Mr. De Niro requested, could you just do your own material? Because he wanted to hear something fresh that he hasn't heard so his laugh will be natural. So I'm standing there just kind of looking at De Niro and Pesci. I'm dressed in a tux like it's from 1975, and I'm just doing my act. And I'm watching De Niro and Pesci enjoy my act. It was very surreal, much different than tonight's going to be. It was really surreal. But it was one of those moments where you're like, yeah, this is fun.
Okay, so this attitude, though, is self-protection. You want to be in this movie. You have to want to be.
I literally want this more than I want my parents to be healthy. I want to be in this movie so badly.
I can imagine. It sounds unbelievable to think that you're going to be there waiting for your scene and it's cut. It's going to be heartbreaking. It would be heartbreaking.
Pivotal scene, though. Some guy gets murdered there that night, and like there's them in the audience. It sounds like
he doesn't
you're
get murdered.
Have to be.
He doesn't get murdered in that moment, but it's right before.
No.
But it's possible they'll keep it in. But I want
They're
it to be.
keeping it in.
I hope so.
I'm sure that you do.
I hope so.
So you're playing Cobb's tonight?
Yes, tonight and tomorrow.
Two shows, one show?
Nights?
Two each night. Yeah,
two each night. Great.
And then what? You just fly home and you do your 7 a.m.
to radio, and my next gig is in May. I've taken a little bit less this year because, again, the older you get, like I want to have a goal. Once I have something lined up to shoot, then I'll barrel through with every weekend again. But you start to burn out and get bored. So I go into the Comedy Cellar every night and just work on material. Oh. Then I come out and I'll usually my first 15 will be new, so it keeps it fresh and it keeps me from getting bored.
Wait, every night you'll just go by and work out your set?
Yeah, the Comedy Cellar in the city.
But
yeah,
leading up to
go
a gig.
Oh, okay, not like on the regular.
Not while he's doing radio now.
Oh yeah. I'll go. I do. Usually.
You nap during the day?
No, I'm a terrible sleeper. I'm just tired. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll usually do like an 8 p.m. spot, or Thursday, and then be home by 9:30, be in bed by 11 or 12, and get up.
How long is your commute in?
10 minutes.
Oh, so nothing. And do you get there super early and prep, or are you?
That's such a great question. No, I literally walk in 5 seconds before the theme music starts.
I'm so jealous.
What do you have to get here early?
Well, we get here early. I mean,
What
you
time
know,
do you arrive?
listen, I get here at 5:05 every
Wow.
morning. I know it sucks. I love it. I do it for you, listener. I do. It's an honor to be part of your life. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You never get used to it. And if I could roll in here at 7, and I mean, you know, okay, I guess you can.
What time do you go to bed?
7:30
Do you really?
every night.
I admire that. I admire your ability to do it because I can't sleep. If, someone told me Stern does that too. Like he'll go to bed, gets up at like 2 or 3. Like I just can't do it.
Right.
I lay there wide awake. I can't sleep. It's a stand-up.
It's a stand-up thing,
Yeah,
I think.
nighttime is your time. You know.
At 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, I go at 7:30.
But okay, the opposite of that though is, could you go do stand-up at 11 p.m.? I am
I couldn't go
nap
do-
jerking at 7 p.m.
Well, that's because you got up at 4. So I could go see comedy. I could never go be a stand-up, but for sure I am a night owl. Like
could be a
tonight,
nightlife person.
Today I'm going home. I'm taking a nap, and I'm gonna make it to midnight if it kills me.
Yeah, you
It's
want
almost
to, right?
like in protest to the fact that I get up at 3:45 every morning. Like I'm gonna sleep as late as I want tomorrow and totally screw up my entire routine. So I'm not good again until Tuesday.
Is there anything worse than on Sunday when you're trying to go to bed because you have to get out? It happens to
and
me
you're
every
laying
week.
there
Yeah,
like
every week.
Sleep, sleep.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
can't do it. I'm an insomniac.
Yeah.
I picked the wrong profession.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
the wrong two
professions.
The
yes.
two opposite ends of the, of the
And yet
time.
you're doing well with it, though.
Do you know
Yeah,
what's
you
funny too? When I used to, when Artie was still on Howard, because Howard's down at the end of the hall from us.
Poor Artie.
I love him, but I would get there and I would see him almost every morning in the elevator. We'd walk up, we'd talk in the elevator. He would go to the right, and I would go to the left. And I'm like, this guy does heroin, and he's getting to the station the same time I do. I can't get there earlier than Artie. So that shows you how horrible a sleeper I am. Artie Lang would walk in at the same time I do. He's such a sweet
That
guy,
is it.
too.
I know. Have you seen the recent pictures? His nose is just gone.
First time I saw that was when I did actually a scene on Crashing. I came in, and I was talking, and his nose was messed up. He's like, "Yeah, man, I got pun." And he went through the story.
It's heartbreaking.
It is, yeah, man. I mean, he's
so
still alive though.
talented. Well, right. So I guess
He's got a shot.
Hope, right?
He's got a shot.
Absolutely.
All he's got to do is stop. He's got to have one moment of clarity, and then
That's
just.
the easiest thing to say. All he's got to do is stop.
I know.
Listen, Jim Norton, I don't even want to end on that note, but we're out of time.
Okay.
Cobb's this
Yes.
weekend. It is so good to see
It's
you.
good to see you,
Everybody,
too.
check out that special on Netflix.
Please
check
do.
out Jim Norton at Cobb's. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. Come back soon. And
I love
good
you
luck.
guys.
Continued great success with everything you're doing. Jim
Thank you,
Norton,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you.
A new season of amazing.